covering every county. This is your statewide newscast, Arkansas Today.
Morning that injured one person. It happened on Richard Street near Pea Ridge Primary School, but it does not involve the school. Police say a 59-year-old dad is accused of shooting his son. Police are not releasing the son's name at this time. The son is at the hospital getting treatment for his injuries, and police are questioning the dad. A first-of-its-kind shelter opens in Benton County. According to Benton County Communications Director Channing Barker, the Alternative Placement Adolescence Center in Bentonville is a unique shelter, expanding beyond the typical out-of-home placement for youth in need of such care. The shelter will serve 13 to 17-year-old nonviolent boys in the repurposed Juvenile Detention Center.
Idea kind of popped into the head about converting this and maybe making this my male shelter, and then maybe get the females over at Youth Bridge eventually. Just give us more options to where we're not always full and having to lock kids up.
More than half of the funding for the APAC shelter came from a $211,000 grant from the Endeavor Foundation. Representative Womack also visiting Farmington High School Monday afternoon. Womack honoring a student who received a full admission to the U.S. Air Force Academy. Seth Swain, a senior at the high school, officially signed his acceptance letter at an assembly in front of his family, Representative Womack, and other Farmington students.
It feels amazing. Words can't describe how excited I am for it, and the 4-year journey that I'll go on at the academy, and being a part of the class of 2023 is such a tremendous honor.
In addition to touring the school, Womack met with students and faculty and added books from the Library of Congress to the high school's library. A South Dakota newspaper requested more information from the USDA about SNAP benefits and how they're spent. But the legal battle over whether the information should be made public has dragged on for 8 years now. Washington correspondent Alexandra Limon reports the U.S. Supreme Court heard oral arguments on the case.
It is a little bit surreal and honestly, like a little bit disappointing, right?
In 2011, Argus Leader Media requested information about the SNAP program from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Corey Meyer is the news director of the South Dakota newspaper.
So pretty basic open government public information 101.
The paper is seeking store sales data. The information would show how much money chain stores, grocery stores, or convenience stores get from SNAP. The newspaper company says that if they get the information, they may be able to report on important topics like whether there's fraud within the SNAP system, but they say they won't know that unless they actually get the information. The USDA did not release the information, citing an exemption within the Freedom of Information Act. The 8th Circuit Court of Appeals ruled in favor of the newspaper, and USDA decided not to appeal the case further. But a trade association, the Food Marketing Institute, appealed the case to the U.S. Supreme Court.
And the government vindicates our interest and has kept this information secret in order to protect the program and its participants.
During oral arguments, attorney Evan Young told the justices the information is confidential information about SNAP recipients and that it includes protected trade secrets.
Our members are competing against each other in order to be able to have the market of this customer.
The Supreme Court is expected to reach a decision by the end of the term in June. In Washington, Alexandra Limon.
Alexandra, thank you. On Monday, leaders in the Arkansas food industry focus on how to reduce food waste and promote sustainable practices. The event, co-sponsored by Chartwells, targeted not only the needs of the environment, but the needs of local business owners. People from various parts of the food industry participated, from accountants on the tax benefits and incentives to law professionals speaking on the protections companies get by donating food to community partners.
One thing a lot of people don't realize is the effect that food waste has on the community, as well as the high food insecurity rates within the Fayetteville area even itself. This one small range has insanely high food insecurity rates as opposed to the rest of the Arkansas area.
Razorback Food Recovery, the host of the event, consistently gathers extra food on the UA campus and distributes it to those in need. More than 12 million vehicles are added to an airbag safety investigation. Federal regulators looking into a problem which may be tied to as many as 8 deaths. Toyota, just one of the car makers which installed airbags controlled, made by ZFTRW. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration expanding its probe into the systems from the German company. Now, vehicles from Honda, Kia, Hyundai, Mitsubishi, and Fiat Chrysler are also included in the engineering analysis, which is one step closer to a recall. Regulators are looking into instances where those airbags failed to inflate. Well, President Trump will pay a state visit to Britain in June as a guest of Queen Elizabeth. Buckingham Palace said today that Mr. Trump and his wife Melania have accepted an invitation from Her Majesty the Queen to pay a state visit to the United Kingdom. The visit will take place June 3rd through the 5th. President Trump made an official trip to the UK last summer, though it was not a state visit, which typically features royal pomp, including a banquet with the Queen of Buckingham Palace. Well, here's a look at your day ahead. A citizenship question on the National Census report is moving to the Supreme Court. Justices are expected to hear arguments on whether the question, "Are you a U.S. citizen?" should be added to the 2020 census. New York City will be filled with even more influential people, with TME hosting their 100 Summit featuring a mix of the world's most influential people, past and present. Attendees include Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, Gayle King, and Jane Goodall. Well, pack your wicker baskets and head out to the park because today is National Picnic Day. The idea of a picnic dates all the way back to the 18th century in France, with people enjoying a relaxing meal out in nature. Might be a good day for that. Well, happy birthday, William Shakespeare. You helped me fail many a test, sir. The famous playwright and poet's birth and death is widely celebrated today, despite little concrete evidence of his exact birth date. Shakespeare was born and later died in Stratford-upon-Avon, writing at least 37 plays during his 52 years. With the Diamond Hogs burning red hot after the